Today I'm going to show you 5 of my favorite Avalon Hill games, and these are all bookcase games that I purchased back in the late 70s, early 80s, and didn't get to play them as much as I get to play today, but back then I did play them a little bit. But well, let's just get right into my 5. So the first on my list, and this was a toss-up, because the only reason I picked this one is because there's another one that follows in the series that I wanted to include. So this would be Panzer Leader. Now, Panzer Leader, of course, is the follow-up of Panzer Blitz, which was really one of my favorite games. I started with that one, really enjoyed it, but I did like Panzer Leader because it expanded the rules on Panzer Blitz. You know, hidden movement, it included opportunity fire, which is a big plus. Also, indirect fire, which I think was an option, if I remember right, in Panzer Blitz, but in this one it was part of it. So it just added more to the game. And back then these were the different style war games because of the way that you read the counters, the way the counters were made up, and just the whole feel of the game people liked. And it had geomorphic maps which fit any direction, so that really opened it up quite a bit and allowed you to create scenarios that you wanted to do. Now, Panzer Leader, back then I had a hard time finding people to play against. And I think we had one shop that was quite a ways away, so I didn't really, back then I was young and poor. Now I'm old and poor, but you know, I didn't have a lot of gas money and stuff to go down there, and I had a family to raise. So I pretty much had this game, and I followed in General Magazine. Every time they had a Panzer Leader series replay come through, I was always pulling this game out and, you know, following along and see what I could learn. But yeah, Panzer Leader, Panzer Blitz, all-time favorite. But I included Panzer Leader here because I want to show the next game that was next in the series. And that, of course, is Arab-Israeli War. Now, again, I like these games so much that I purchased them again because I've sold off all of my games except for Panzer Blitz. That was the one that I kept. But, you know, I got the Arab-Israeli War, and this, you know, back in the 70s, late 70s, this was still pretty much fresh in people's mind because it was from 56 to 73, but, you know, we still remembered it. So the tanks that were represented here were quite modern back when I purchased this game, and this game came out in, what, 77, and the war ended in 73. So it... you know, it's pretty modern. And again, this just has some more expanded rules onto Panzer Leader, Panzer Blitz, and just made the gameplay a little more fun. And again, it was another one that I had a hard time finding players. Back then I had a hard time finding players, but finding players for this, so anytime a series replay came out, I was all into it. I think they even had a contest one time that I entered on, you know, the best move, to try and figure out the move that they would have in the General Magazine. So General Magazine was my lifeline to these, and I think a fantastic magazine for Avalon Hill. So the next one of my favorites, and I purchased again, is 1776. And this game actually had somebody that was into the American Revolutionary War, and not so much into war games, but really wanted to play a Revolutionary War game, and I showed him this one. Really liked it. I like the map on this. Some people don't like the map. I do like the map. I like how large the map was once you lay it out for the campaign game. Even the smaller scenarios was a pretty large map for the time. And it had the cards, the tactic cards that you could use, which were kind of a nice little thing because you're trying to figure out what your opponent's going to play and, you know, what you can play to help, you know, add on to your combat result table. So it was really a fun game to play, and this one I actually played 3 or 4 times, and I haven't got to play it yet on the channel, but I'm hoping to get this soon. I really haven't even showed you guys, I think, a box opening or what's inside on this one yet, but hopefully I'll show you that soon. So the next game, which I did get to play, was France 1940. And it's kind of a simple game. This one came out in what, 72. So, but the German Blitzkrieg in the West, and taking over France and going into France, and so we'd always play we'd like to play the ED game and see if we could be, do better than the French, and sometimes we did, sometimes we didn't, but most of the time we didn't. But it's just it's a fun game compared to today. All of these games are rather primitive, but at the time they were pretty advanced and a lot of fun. And this game also. So France 1940 is another one that I purchased. I actually have 2 sets of these. They were a good price. One was with the slipcover, the other one was without the slipcover. So I figured I had to have both of them. Don't know why, but I got them for a good price, so it was worth it. France 1940, fun game to play, most enjoyable. And the last one on my list here, at least for today, and these again are the bookcase games. Maybe I'll do one on the flat box games, because I have a lot of those too over there. That's where I'm looking at. But this one, Luftwaffe, and I just did a playthrough of the basic game on the channel. And again, this is a fun game. It's fun to play. It was fun to play solo, but it's even more fun to play against somebody, because you have that secret moves that you're doing. The German player doesn't know where you're going to be attacking. How many planes are coming in on the sneak raid. And once you get the advanced rules, you really extend the game length, and this game really gets to be a lot of fun, and it's a battle of wits, really, is what it is. But this game here, I think at the time, I remember reading a lot at the time, and if you go back and look at the old generals, you'll see that people just raved over this game, how fantastic it was, what a innovative idea it was, and people sort of laugh at it now, but it really was, in the day, it was a fun game to play. And again, this is another one. I got a slipcover version, I bought a slipcover version and a regular version. And it was the first one, that had really all-round counters, which was kind of unique. Now, also in reference to this, I had a lot of people on my channel say, well, have you played the updated version of it? And I said, updated version? And so I had to purchase this, which I purchased. And this is from Decision Games, Luftwaffe, and it's like this one, although a little different. Now, I will say that this one, the box is about 1/3 the weight of this box right here. So the maps are not mounted, the counters are square, a little bit different. So I'm looking forward to trying this one out and seeing how it compares to this, because this was fun. Hopefully this will be, a little more enjoyable, but according to the people online, oops, let's scoot on over a little bit here. But according to the people online, this is a fun game, and adds to the original Luftwaffe. So we will see. I don't think the picture on this one is nowhere near as dramatic as this. I think it's one of the best pictures on the Avalon Hill games, but we'll see. Anyway, all that being said, I just wanted to share with you guys my top 5 picks, and there's actually 6 if you include Panzer Blitz, because Panzer Blitz is really my favorite. But Avalon Hill games, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you do, please do like and subscribe. And if enough of you ask, maybe I'll do my top 5 favorite war games in the box series, and I'll show you which ones that I have purchased and why they're on my shelf or on my desk, actually. But thanks for sticking around this long. Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video. So long.